Death Valley Days.
The favorite game of chance out here in the West was poker. One of the most remarkable games changed the course of 4 lives. It involved a pair of jacks and a pair of queens. Add a joker as a wild card, and you have what's known in poker as a full house.
No, not again! Cliff!
Let's go, Frank. It's time to fall out.
I already fell out when you fired off that blasted rifle.
Get out here. You're late for 6 o'clock formation.
What kind of formation can we have with just you and me? The rest of the post has been gone a week. Or haven't you noticed?
Well, what I noticed is you standing up there in your drawers and you ain't doing your duty.
Duty? What duty? We was mustered out of the Army a week ago.
This is still an Army fort, and it's going to be run like one.
Cliff, we're civilians. We're just holding down the fort till the new command gets here in the spring.
Listen, Frank, I outranked you.
Oh, you do not. Besides, you only made corporal last month.
I'm still the highest ranking non-com in this fort.
You're a custodian, a civilian custodian.
Somebody has to give the orders, and somebody's got to follow them.
Okay, but there's no reason for blowing that bugle at 6 in the morning. It starts the whole day off bad.
Look, you see that line?
Yeah?
Now, suppose the Army sent us a message over the telegraph at 6 in the morning and we missed it.
I wouldn't miss nothing that got here at 6 in the morning.
There you go again!
Cliff, we've been friends since we was a couple of skinny kids, but I tell you true, in the last week it's gotten so I can hardly stand the sight of you.
Seems to me I'm the one who's been doing the putting up with around here.
If you don't quit your nagging.
Don't you go threatening me. You thought I just let you loaf around all day because we was friends, didn't you? Come on, admit it.
Yeah, I did. I thought we'd fish and hunt and...
Yeah, well, that's where you made your big mistake.
I sure did, because we sure ain't.
Yeah, well... Ain't what?
Ain't friends. From now on, you take care of yourself, and I'll take care of myself.
Is that the way you want it?
That's the way I want it. Well, say something. How am I going to argue by myself? Come on, yell back.
Did you mean what you said?
Which part?
About us not being friends.
Well, no. It's just there ain't nobody else around here to talk to. I guess it's got both of us a little edgy.
I know. I can't wait for Saturday so I can go into Canyon City just to see Elizabeth. We're going to a dance at the Grange.
Cliff, that's it. That's just what we need around here.
A dance?
No, a woman.
A woman?
You remember. Smaller than us, long hair, like Elizabeth.
Well, what are we going to do with a woman way out here on an Army post?
Oh, Cliff, if you got to ask that, you've definitely been out here too long.
Oh, who are we going to get to come way out here, 25 miles from town?
I've been thinking about Elizabeth.
Well, you can quit thinking about Elizabeth. She's a very nice girl. You couldn't get her to come out here.
I couldn't, but you could.
You best be careful what you say.
Oh, come on now. Don't pretend you wouldn't like having her out here.
Well, just what are you suggesting?
The honorable state of matrimony.
That's what I was afraid you were suggesting.
Okay, let's settle this fair and square. One hand to poker.
If I lose, I have to ask Elizabeth to marry me, right?
Right.
But what if I win? I'm risking my life. What stake are you putting up?
If I lose, I'll have to do it.
Marry Elizabeth?
No. I'll have to go out and find me a wife. Understand? The loser has to get married.
But what if I lose and Elizabeth turns me down?
And you just have to keep on looking till you find a girl who'll have you.
I don't know. It just don't seem right to ask a girl to marry you just because you lost a hand of poker.
Well, she don't have to know that. You've been seeing Elizabeth for near a year now. Only natural you'd ask her to marry you. Besides, she's pretty.
Deal.
Jokers are wild.
Wait a minute.
Sure you don't want to search me for concealed cards?
Just making sure, that's all.
Think I'd cheat? This is the most important game we ever played.
All right, I'm sorry. Three.
And dealer takes two.
Okay. I got a pair of aces.
A full house. I hope you'll be very happy.
So do I. I can no longer stand to be apart from you these long, lonely days and nights, my dear Elizabeth.
Oh, Clifford, what a lovely thing to say. Is it a poem or something?
Let me finish, Elizabeth. See, these long, lonely days and nights. And so it is my fondest wish that you might do me the honor. Do me the honor.
The honor of becoming my wife.
What?
I want to be your wife. I mean, he wants me to be your wife. I mean, Elizabeth, will you marry me?
Oh, my goodness. Yes. Yes.
Get Elizabeth's things, will you, Cliff?
All right.
We got a garden out back there. We grow a lot of our own food.
Oh, how nice.
Sure is going to be fine having such a pretty lady around the old place.
Thank you.
Well, there it is, your new home. Lots of room with just the three of us, courtesy of the United States government. I think you'll love it.
It looks very nice.
Well, why don't we go on in?
Aren't you forgetting something?
What?
Oh, wait a minute. Cliff, the new bride's got to be carried over the threshold. Ain't that right?
Oh, sure.
Imagine us forgetting a thing like that. Hey, where's that lovely bride?
She's still unpacking.
Oh, plenty of time for that.
Only got one wedding day, though.
Hey, Elizabeth!
She's probably tired from the ride. Besides, I think it's time you and me had us a talk.
Here's to the happy couple. Ain't it wonderful? We got us a fine-looking woman.
Wrong. We don't got a woman. I got a woman. She's my wife.
Well, anybody say she wasn't?
Well, you're acting like she married both of us.
Oh, come on now. Don't be so touchy. I'm just trying to show her she's welcome out here.
She knows that, so you can stop. You make her any more welcome, and you and me may have trouble.
Oh, now that's a fine howdy-do. You and me always shared everything.
Not Elizabeth. This is a marriage, Frank. A genuine, official marriage. And marriage is for two people.
You trying to say I'm in the way, Cliff?
Yes. Oh, not exactly.
Things are different how you got her, ain't they? Now I'm just extra baggage. You know, if it wasn't for me, you and her wouldn't be married at all.
Now, wait a minute. You didn't do me no great favor. I lost that card game fair and square.
That's what you think.
You cheated?
If I hadn't, you'd have won. And you wouldn't have had to marry Elizabeth.
What? What's he saying? What does he mean you wouldn't have had to marry me?
He's just had too much to drink, honey. Don't pay him no heed.
I ain't either. It's a gospel truth. We played us one hand of poker. The loser had to get married and he lost.
What? Oh. Oh, no. Oh, please, no.
Honey, it ain't like it sounds exactly.
You married me on a bet? That must have been very amusing for you two. Playing a game over a stupid girl. Oh, Cliff.
Honey, wait. Sweetheart, you gotta listen.
I've heard all I care to.
You ain't heard the most important part.
Which is?
I love you.
Love. What has love got to do with a game of poker?
Well, nothing, I guess, except that it kind of gave me the gumption to ask you to marry up with me.
You know, it might not be so bad to know your husband won you in a card game. But you lost. You never wanted to marry me.
Yes, I did. I wanted to for a long time now, but I used to try to think up how I was going to do it. I was glad when I lost that game.
You fooled me once, but you can't fool me twice.
If you hate me now, I can't blame you, but you're going to stay here for as long as it takes.
For as long as what takes?
As long as it takes to prove I love you. I would ask you to marry me a long time ago, but I thought sure you'd say no.
Why would I say no?
Well, there must have been fellas in Canyon City who'd give you more than an army post.
There were. But I was waiting for you to ask me. Couldn't you tell I loved you?
I couldn't tell until you said yes. Please stay, Elizabeth.
Oh, you big fool. I've been throwing myself at you for months.
Does this mean you don't hate me? What are you doing, Frank?
You're moving to the old sod house. A marriage is for two people.
No, you're not. This house is big enough for the three of us.
When a man's got a mouth as big as mine, he needs extra room. I wouldn't blame either of you for never speaking to me again.
Well,
I'll be on my way.
I think Elizabeth's right. But I won't try and stop you. I know you once your mind's made up.
But Frank...
No. Once I set my mind to something, nothing can change it, Elizabeth.
Hello.
Hello.
My coach broke down 2 miles from here, so I figured the young lady and my horses could stay here with you while I go into town for parts.
Sure. Come on in. Well, on the other hand, I guess I could stay till tomorrow.
Pot roast looks done. Certainly is nice having help with my first dinner. As a married woman, I mean.
Oh, it's the least I could do. I mean, barging in on your wedding day and all like this.
Oh, don't feel bad about that. Fact is, you're a godsend, Michelle. Seemed a little awkward with just the 3 of us. You married?
No. I'm afraid the prospects weren't much where I came from.
For a pretty girl like you.
Most of the boys I grew up with left for greener pastures. Last week, I got a letter from my aunt and uncle in Canyon City, asking me to come stay with them.
Oh, the Nielsens. They your kin?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm afraid I just got the best man out here.
I'm sure you did.
But the next best you've already met. Frank. He's my husband's best friend.
He seemed very nice.
Like you, too. I could tell.
Oh, I only meant
Dinner ready?
Cliff, we can't let her get away. She's perfect.
Perfect for what?
For Frank. She's not married, no prospects. She can cook, and she thinks he's nice.
Let's hope she doesn't find out the truth about him.
Go wash your hands. You soap this time. Oh, listen to him now. If you want to hear anything nice about Frank, you'll have to ask us. Right, Cliff?
Oh, yeah, Frank's got good teeth.
Feel like a horse at auction.
Well, it's been a busy day. If you'll excuse me, I'm a little tired.
I guess it is getting a little late, isn't it?
Well, good night.
Good night.
Night.
Night, Elizabeth. What's funny?
Do you get the feeling there's some matchmaking going on here?
You think so?
You mean you didn't notice? When you told Elizabeth how much you liked her dinner, she made out like I'd done it all, and now your friend's gone and left us alone.
I guess it is kind of funny.
It's absolutely ridiculous.
Well, I wouldn't say that.
Oh, dear, I didn't mean anything against you.
Oh, I thought maybe you meant that...
That it was ridiculous that I'd like you. No. I think you're a very nice-looking man.
You think so? I think so, too. I mean, I think you're very pretty. But I guess you know that.
Thank you.
They probably have some crazy idea I'd be happier if I was married.
I'm sure they meant it for the best. In fact, I think they're right.
You do?
Why, sure. Look, you've got this whole big place here all for yourself. Well, I'm flattered that they thought I was good enough for their friend.
You are?
And being way out here away from everybody, you need a wife.
And Cliff and Elizabeth are fine company. Why, just look how much fun we had here tonight. Just the 4 of us.
Yes, It's the best time I've had in a long time.
Then you agree, I mean, about what they were trying to do.
I think it's wonderful.
Sweetheart, you'll never regret it.
Frank!
Hey, Cliff! Elizabeth! Come on down here! Let's tell them.
Tell them what?
About getting married. Tomorrow we can all take the stage into Canyon City, and Cliff and Elizabeth can be witnesses for us.
Wait a minute.
What's wrong? We're getting married.
What? Michelle!
I left a few minutes ago and everything was fine. Now you're getting married?
We most certainly are not.
We're not? But you said...
All I said was I agreed you should have a wife. I didn't mean me.
Oh.
It was all a misunderstanding.
I'm sorry.
I guess it is getting a little late. You'll have to excuse me.
I got something to say.
Yes?
I'd just like to say, I'd like the jam, please.
Oh. Frank,
Yeah?
I'm going to be leaving soon. I just wanted you to know.
Howdy. I'm back, and the coach is fixed. But some darn fool left those barn doors open, and now my horses are gone.
But how will we get to town?
Well, I'll borrow a horse and fetch a new team. But you'll have to stay here a few more days, ma'am.
But gee, that's too bad. Gee, that's too bad.
Sure is, because it looks like they was left open on purpose.
I suppose you're responsible for this little accident.
What?
You let those horses go, didn't you? Just to get even with me for last night.
Now, wait a minute. Frank didn't do it.
Who else would do such a thing? Really? Just because I wouldn't marry you.
Frank didn't do it.
How can you be so sure?
Because she knows who really did it. Me.
You?
I put him up to it. You were getting along so well. We didn't want you to go.
And we thought if you just got to know each other a little better, you might patch up what happened last night.
Well, I guess we've meddled a little too much. But it was only because we liked you. And we wanted you to stay. Please forgive us.
I guess I owe you an apology. I shouldn't have jumped at such a conclusion. I'm sure you'd never do a thing like that.
Yes, I would. The only reason I didn't is because I didn't think of it. I didn't want you to go either. I don't know what you think of me after last night.
It wasn't your fault. Besides, I was very flattered. I just didn't know what to say.
Neither did I. I felt like such a fool.
It was so unexpected.
I got a feeling this is going to be the shortest courtship Oregon Territory ever saw.
And that, my friends, is how a deck of cards and a game of poker brought about two marriages. Of course, we don't use anything so primitive these days. We've come a long way in the past 100 years. Now we use computer cards. See you next week for another true story from the history of the Old West.
Death Valley Days.
The favorite game of chance out here in the West was poker. One of the most remarkable games changed the course of 4 lives. It involved a pair of jacks and a pair of queens. Add a joker as a wild card, and you have what's known in poker as a full house.
Oh, no, not again! Cliff!
Let's go, Frank. It's time to fall out.
I already fell out when you fired off that blasted rifle.
Get out here. You're late for 6 o'clock formation.
What kind of formation can we have with just you and me? The rest of the post has been gone a week. Or haven't you noticed?
Well, what I noticed is you standing up there in your drawers and you ain't doing your duty.
Duty? What duty? We was mustered out of the Army a week ago.
This is still an Army fort, and it's going to be run like